Hello, welcome to my channel. I have produced this video for my reflection playlist. Remember, this channel is simply a space for exploring various issues. Remember to like and subscribe if you have not done so. Our arrival into this world sets the stage for learning about ourselves and our universe. In search for knowledge, we gain attachments to theories and continue a pathway for some connection to things that are seen as well as unseen. At times, these connections are aimed at us having a sense of belonging. We all want to have a sense of belonging. And of course, some people will move towards social groups and make connections to unusual groups that have spiritual views or ideological perspectives that are extreme. In summary, a cult can be described as a group of people with a distinct ideological position. These people will also have a high level of dedication or commitment to their leader or organization. Most recently, the term cult has been used to classify certain political parties. The first time I became aware of the term cult was in 1978. I was still in primary school in Jamaica. From a child's perspective, I did not understand what had taken place. However, as I listened to the adults around me, I gained a better understanding of what had taken place and the man behind the mass murder called Jim Jones. Jim Jones is classified as America's mass murderer and cult leader. He started his master plan in the United States and then moved to a place that would now be known as Jonestown, and that was located in Guyana. He was a charismatic leader whose cruelty and madness was embedded in him from his childhood. He used the social ills of society to attract people to his organization. In 1978, Jim Jones placed cyanide in Kool-Aid, which led to over 918 deaths. Let me also state that a congressman went down to investigate Jamestown's situation, and he was killed before the actual mass murder occurred. Jones made sure that he would not return to the United States to report on him. Today, the term drink the Kool-Aid is used to depict people who are easily led by others. So if you've drank the Kool-Aid for an organization or group, it means that you believe everything that you hear from that organization. You should always question what you hear and what you see. 5 years later, after the Jamestown massacre, David Koresh claimed he had a gift of prophecy. He came on the scene. In 1993, David held off for 52 days against various agencies, including the FBI, in a home in Texas. This resulted in the death of 80 members from the group, which included women and children. In addition, 4 federal agents were also killed. David Koresh was full of charisma. He positioned himself as the Lamb of God. That was Jesus. His misinterpretation of the seal led to the death of his followers and federal agents. 10 years after the event, NPR stated that there were still people who believed in David. In 1997, I came across Heaven's Gate. It was another cult, whose leader was called Marshall Applewhite. All the victims were attired in night outfits. They believed that they would be transported somewhere after death. Just imagine this group found it necessary to purchase alien abduction insurance. While I've not gone into these cults in detail, I've posted some links that you can explore. Now let us focus on a situation that took place in Jamaica. The leader titled himself as His Excellency. He seemed to have made connections with leaders in both political parties. His appearance suggests that he was above everyone. In one celebration of his so-called enthronement, he can be seen having police outriders taking him through the city of Montego Bay. He seemed to have had power over his congregation. I found it amusing to watch my fellow Jamaicans pay money for turning up to his church service late. As an outsider, if you listened to his preaching, you would wonder why people would sit and listen to a man who consistently shows disrespect to the ladies in the church. Based on stories, it is apparent that Kevin Smith had a high level of deviance socially and morally. In one situation, he can be heard singing songs with explicit sexual connotation. Once again, his congregation seemed to love the slackness. News is also emerging regarding his inappropriate conduct of nudity in the church. in relation to both the young and the old. His time came to an end when he called his congregation to come to the worship place because they were going to leave on an ark. It is alleged that pandemonium broke out when he asked a woman to kill a cow. She hesitated. Kevin Smith then gave the order that her throat be slashed. It is alleged that 2 persons were sacrificed. Police and military were called in. Let me say, reports were made to Jamaican police about Smith's criminal behavior as early as 2020. However, no substantial actions were taken. Many people believe that followers of these cults are just ignorant. So let us examine why people join these cult-like organizations. I use the phrase cult-like organizations because cults are not only connected to religious organizations. Let us also remember that any excessive admiration for a particular person or thing that can lead to irrational behavior and action can be deemed as a cult. We must also recognize that most people who join a cult may have already had a connection to spirituality or a religious upbringing. Many times these people are recruited by a friend or relative. As a matter of fact, many people need a sense of security and a sense of belonging, hence they join a cult. Let us not forget that many people in our society are on a mission to improve themselves. So these organizations at times offer the opportunities for them to improve themselves professionally or give their followers a vision into a better tomorrow. Some people also join an organization because of the various hardships they are facing, and this organization gives them hope. The hope comes from a charismatic leader who knows how to manipulate, exploit, and control them. If you examine all the cult leaders that I have mentioned, they have a main aim, and that's the isolation of their followers from the rest of society and their family. When these cults arrive at this point of isolation, the inevitable is about to happen, as seen in Kevin Smith's situation, who believed that he was the only person who could provide security for his congregants. The reality is, wherever there is social unrest, economic hardship, levels of insecurity, poverty, you will have a cult-like organization emerging. Kevin Smith, in his last appearance while in jail, seemed to be experiencing a psychological breakdown. Kevin Smith died 8 days after the ark should have left. He died in a car accident while he was being transported to Kingston. Another police also perished in that accident. I am sure there will be more to come in the days ahead as it relates to Kevin Smith and his conmanship and the lives that he took with him. Meanwhile, those left behind will need help to decode their thinking. There will also be the need to ensure that the children who took part in this congregation are given the appropriate intervention to ensure that they can go back to their normal lives. I would implore everyone to employ critical literacy in their daily lives. Critical literacy is about questioning the production of information in speech, text, or any graphic representation. It also involves understanding the power of language and the power of text. I have another video that focuses on critical literacy. It is also in the description section of this video. While events have gone on, I am saddened that my Jamaican people would have taken on a situation like this. And of course, I do hope that there will be some support for those who were victimized by this individual. Thanks for watching.